about it. We got lots to say. Let's talk about it. Come on in and say, let's talk about it. Welcome to our show. We gonna fill you up with some love before we got to go. Happy to be in the big easy. We got lots going on. We got music, fun, and culture, and everybody know our song. We got a lot to get you, so come on and sing in. Lot to talk about. Come on and say, talk about it. We got lots to say. Let's talk about it. Come on in and say, let's talk about it. Welcome to
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Live from the Pelican Room at the Country Inn by Radisson in Metairie, Louisiana. It's time for Let's Talk About It. Big applause from our studio audience. Tonight's guests include Amber Zhu, is that right? Zhu Johnson, the student enrollment manager for EQA schools in New Orleans. The one and only Aaron Jura, Louisiana teacher leader advisor, and our good friend from NerdBrew Coffee, Heather Alice Shapiro, joining us again. It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
Of course, as always, the sounds of Let's Talk About It with the Vanessa Carr Kennedy and the Let's Talk About It Orchestra. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, your host, the godfather of the lesbian mafia, fundraiser supreme, most importantly, my friend, please help me in welcoming Misti Gaither.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so great to be here at the Pelican Room at the Country Inn.
The Pelican Room.
Yeah, it's very nice. Great hotel.
Right
here.
off a causeway. You could drive by and wave at us.
Yes, you can.
Right over there.
Come and pull up to the
mall.
side, and we may hop in the car and drive off with you. We don't know, but
don't tempt us.
No, we won't do that. But yeah, it's a really great place to be, and we appreciate Troy for having us here. And
valuable lesson learned early on tonight.
What was that?
Don't, go to the bathroom right before the show.
Right.
You might have to pee during the show. Don't go to the show and leave your computer unlocked. So that last post I had nothing to do with.
Yeah, do not look at Jeffrey's last
I mean, I like them, but I'm just saying, it is.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it'll go up. I think your likes and stuff will go up at least 100 or
I've
2.
already got like 100 already.
I think so.
The heck?
I did not know that Jeffrey liked boobs, but that is a good thing to know because
And
now we
you
do
know.
have something in common. So
you know.
Right. So I hope everybody had a great week. It is Hump Day.
Hump
Day.
Hump Day. What day is
And
it?
thank you for spending your time at our new time for 6 p.m. here with the Let's Talk About It.
We're always trying to be accommodating on this show.
We
Because
are.
people, if they maybe earlier, they just need to watch us earlier.
Right, and I mean, we did
Before
the
they get
7
ready.
for a lot. Well, remember used to when we were on the radio, and then when we first started filming on our own, we would be at 8 a.m. in the morning. Remember
And we
trying
still
to go?
had tons of people watching.
And we did, and it was just a great, but it was kind of hard though, trying to go to places and be like 8 a.m. and they'd be like, oh, you mean p.m.? We're like, no, really, actually a.m. But anyway, we got a great show for you as always. Tonight we are welcoming our guest Aaron Jura.
We kind of look good on this set though. Check that out.
I like the lighting, to be honest.
Yep. They picked the wrong bow tie for you, but it's all right. The other one would have matched my shirt.
Well, thank you, Sir Speedy, for our beautiful banner, the Let's Talk About It banner.
Wayne.
Thank you, Wayne and Sir Speedy O'Carondelet, and also to our sponsor, Chef Ron's Gumbo.
Right over here.
You know what? He's just right up the road.
They could bring gumbo.
Do they deliver?
Could bring gumbo and chicken for our next show here.
You know what? I would not complain about that.
Not one bit, because that stuff is good.
Very good. We have also Cars Complete Auto Repair Service right there on North Holland Street in Metairie. We're getting to be Metairie, it seems like. We got Metairie. I like Metairie.
Well,
Who we got
isn't
coming
that where
on?
you live?
It is where I live, and I love Metairie, and nothing wrong with that.
We got a few comments already. Cam Zimmerman was a little confused on my Facebook page. I'd have to admit I was a bit confused. Doug McCarthy tuning in tonight. Hello, Doug.
Hey, Doug, we will see you 12 hours on Saturday
at Bourbon Pride.
At Bourbon Pride, and we'll be giving away a bag of swag as usual from our friends at Bourbon Pride.
All you got to do is log in and comment, and you'll be entered in the sweepstakes to win at the end of the show.
Right, and do something cool, like.
Say something catchy.
Yeah, something catchy, like, I don't know. Y'all figure it out. Y'all are smart. So we also have Heather Alice Shapiro of NerdBrew Coffee. Ooh. Right, yeah, she makes the hot chocolate, and she's being distributed, not her, but her coffee, is being distributed, like, in Baton Rouge at the Ideal Markets and stuff, which I think is really cool.
Ideal?
I don't know.
I like those markets.
I thought it was Ideal.
Ideal.
I don't know.
Ideal.
So.
Ideal.
Yeah. It's ideal. I'm going. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm really excited this Saturday. If you have not heard, shame on you, haven't been on Facebook very much at all in the on today, because when I tell you, so many organizations and crews and individuals have been sharing the post about reminding everybody and thanking everybody about our 12-hour telethon that we'll be doing from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And Jeffrey is so excited about, he was just as excited last year for the 10-hour telethon. He is even more excited about the 12-hour telethon.
People.
Right.
12 hours.
12 hours.
12 hours.
And it just shows how committed that we here at Let's Talk About It and our crew.
I was in my courtyard for 30 seconds today. It was so damn hot I had to go back inside.
We are so committed here, the Let's Talk About It crew and family, because we're like a family here, that we are wanting to not let rain, shine, sleet, or snow interrupt us from doing what we're supposed to do, and that is to raise what we can for Food for Friends.
All sweating heat?
Well, I just know about the sweating heat. Yeah, well, that's a whole nother show. Yeah. So, but we're going to be there, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of people are our guests. Have you seen the list of guests?
Cam Zimmerman remembers this year. She's asking if we have padded stools this year. I sure hope so, because 12 hours on a hard stool.
I don't know. I'm hoping that God provides padded stools or something, Patty, because when I tell you last year, I was walking like John Wayne for 2 weeks after that, because it was like, we got so many people that's coming to stop by. We've got AMED Ambulance stopping by. We got Robbie Chavez, Nola Gay Families. We got Longview House and Garden stopping by. We got Oz stopping by, Sarah and Persona. We got LPK stopping by. Kent Bryant, I mean, I could just go on and go on. Amanda G, Kelly McEnroth, William Bedwell of the Shelter Resources, Carrie Roy, our friend, my bestie's going to be stopping by.
Cool.
Mariah Moore for City Council District D is going to be stopping by.
What about, I heard Coca Mesa's back in town.
Coca Mesa's always welcome to stop by, no matter where I'm at.
She probably got a drag brunch early on.
Right.
But
hey, if you could bring us some food, you could stop by.
Yeah, she can bring leftovers.
So be sure to, we're going to be, like I said, live.
Brian from Junk to Funk.
Brian from Junk to Funk, and hold up a, bring a little something.
Bring what he's working on for decades.
Right.
Got a bunch
I
of
saw that, and I did. He's got a lot of great things. So anyway, we really appreciate. Whatever happened to? This is real random, but it just crossed my mind. Did Brittany get free?
No, free Brittany still.
Okay, hashtag free Brittany.
Still working on Brittany.
Even if she's free, she's not.
She's not free. Okay, so hashtag free Brittany. So we're, really our hearts are out to you, Brittany, because we know that you're watching, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure it's nothing at all.
We actually, I think, we'll go ahead. We can bypass that one. We're good. Yeah, no, we're good. We got enough battery left in that one.
Okay. So we're good. All right.
We're good.
So, well, without further ado, it is now time. Another one of our sponsors. We're also sponsored by Sir Speedy, our partner, Chantel of Full Circle Consultation Group, and Bourbon Pride. And we also have, I don't want to forget anybody, LPK, Louisiana Pizza Kitchen, uptown. Yep. And also our sponsor, and they sponsor a specific segment of the show, is Kingfish Cider. And here drinking me some Kingfish Cider, as always. Good stuff. And also August the 5th, Jeffrey and I, it will not be a show, but we're going to be hosting a game night there. and we're really excited about that. So
At
be
Kingfish.
sure
It's going to
at
be fun. We're going to
Kingfish.
play Jenga, Cards Against Humanity.
Right, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
No, seriously, it's a lot of fun. I'm not just saying that because they're a sponsor. We've been out there, what now, a half a dozen times?
Yeah, a
and just
lot.
had all
Yeah,
kinds
it's
of
great time. So we want y'all to come out and join us and have fun with us and enjoy their cider.
Yep.
So thank you so much. And now, you ready?
What am I ready for?
You're ready for?
Oh, no. What do you just did that.
Excuse me.
What are we on?
The news.
Oh, well, see, that's what I was worried about. I don't know. You see.
It's that second one.
Go ahead and feed on that for just 1 second.
So everybody, it's really becoming a great, one of our most loved segments of our show.
People
the
like
news
it.
with the people seem to love it.
Yep.
The news with Jeffrey.
And there, all you gotta do is talk about it.
It just comes out of nowhere.
Ready? Everyone? We gotta get better on that.
Well, I don't know if you remember Felicia at Zingo. Remember
How
when
could one forget Felicia
at
Zingo?
anywhere? But she was
Zingo.
like Jeffrey Palmquist. Yeah, she was doing
wherever
that
you
too.
go. Anyway, leading
Yeah.
our news tonight, we'll take you back a little bit for you senior gays, maybe, and refresh
gays.
the memories of you junior gays this evening. You remember a anti-gay activist by the name of Anita Bryant. Remember, she used to do orange juice commercials and hate on gays all the time. Well, here's what's leading our news tonight.
Karma.
Yeah, that's right. Anita Bryant's granddaughter is marrying, fill in the blank, a woman. That's right. Anita Bryant's granddaughter is having a lesbian wedding. Grandma isn't too happy about the bride-to-be. Sarah Green, Sarah Green's grandmother is one of the best-known anti-LGBTQ activists in history. So she may not invite her to her wedding. The granddaughter of ARC anti-LGBTQ activist Anita Bryant is getting married to another woman, and she doesn't know whether to invite her homophobic grandmother to her wedding. I can help you out. Don't. Bryant's granddaughter, Sarah Green, said that her grandmother refused to even believe that she is gay after she came out to her on her 21st birthday. Anita Bryant today, the 81-year-old Christian conservative activist, is still, get this, praying for Green to find a husband. Now Green is getting married, like many other queer people, and she's not sure whether she's sure to invite her grandmother or not. But unlike most people, her grandmother organized one of the first major anti-LGBTQ campaigns in history, accusing gay people of being pedophiles.
I think, I'm just going out on a limb right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I may be wrong, but I bet you Anita Bryant likes her some Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Except on Sunday. So, all the best to Sarah Green. Congratulations. Our advice here from the Let's Talk About It show is forget your grandma. If she's going to be there and pray the gay away,
don't even
she
serve
can stay
orange
home
juice.
and do that
Yeah.
and not upset your day. Congratulations and all the best to you right here from the Let's Talk About It show.
We'll come.
All right.
We'll go.
We'd be happy. We'll do a show.
Live.
Invite us, Sarah. We'll come to your wedding.
From Sarah Green, right?
Sarah Green's wedding. Yep, we'll be there for you. So, if you noticed in the news, I don't know, personally, I've had this experience too. Actually, I had it just not too long ago. Explain to me, and this is people come up and ask this, explain to me, how is it fair for a trans athlete to compete? Not necessarily attacking, not necessarily promoting, but saying, how do you explain that? How do you explain why that is fair? And it's a little bit of a challenge. I think I've powered my way through it. But there was an article on LGBTQ Nation here just today where a trans athlete sat down with kids and explained how that works. And sometimes the power of a simple conversation is all it takes to understand something that you didn't before. Since early 2020, transgender youth have been the main target of one of my favorite subjects, the Republican Party, hate group funded to pass anti-LGBTQ legislation. That's led to laws being enacted in 9 states that ban trans people from participating in sports. I mean, outright bans them, Misty. They don't even get
to no matter what. No sports.
Mostly on the basis of it would be unfair for girls to women. Throughout the crusade, very few people have had the opportunity to hear directly from trans athletes, especially children, our future leaders and lawmakers, and the youth. The laws are supposedly to protect. These people are making laws to protect these youth, but nobody's even talked to them. Until now, a video released this weekend records kids in a conversation with a trans athlete. And I would recommend that you go on LGBTQnation.com and visit and listen to this whole exchange with younger kids and a trans athlete. The trans athlete in the video, I'm going to look for his name here real quick. Chris Mosier, a trans man, triathlete, and has made Team USA, is now participating in the Olympics in Tokyo currently. And he does just an outstanding job. He was the first transgender athlete to qualify for the men's Olympics. So congratulations to him. And he does a great job. If you get a chance, tune in, watch that video, give you some great pointers if you're ever presented with that subject. And how many of you locally have had the opportunity, I suspect a lot of you, to meet John Waters? Yeah. John Waters locally, he's a big fan of NOLA. He's done 2 or 3 concerts or stand-ups. I know at the Coke and I both went. Is it the Orpheum Theater there on right across the street from the Roosevelt there. Yep. Really good, very funny. And I know he frequents some of the establishments when he's in town as well.
No doubt.
Yeah, but very funny man. John Waters, headline, he confesses that what? Country music made him gay. Country Western fans, you've always been down low gay friendly. Aren't you the first to recognize a boy named Sue? Remember that song? Yeah. Writer and filmmaker John Waters lives on the East Coast, but he's country at heart. He admitted on a recent concert by one of his favorite country singers, Orville Peck. I haven't heard Orville before.
I do not know.
Yeah,
Orville
I don't
Peck.
know Orville. But I grew up with country music, but not a big country music fan, admittedly, right now.
Waters, Orville Peck.
Right. Waters, 75, was a special guest for Peck's July 22nd rodeo at Red Rocks in Morrison, Colorado, if you've been to Red Rocks Theater. The multi-artist event included country band boy Charlie Crockett and British singer-songwriter Yoda. Anyway, in a wide-ranging monologue that only Waters can do, he admitted being a kid and listening to country music, and he throws in Elvis in this, which I guess early on Elvis was kind of considered country music before he was rock and roll. Growing up in the 50s and 60s, when I first saw Elvis Presley gyrating, he said, I heard him twitching and moaning, hiccuping through the song. I don't, quote, I don't care if the sun don't shine. Or when I heard him go, and we gonna kiss, 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 and kiss again. I tell you, I knew something was up down there. I just didn't know what it was. John Waters, ladies and gentlemen, saying that country music made him gay. More about all these stories and much, much more on LGBTQnation.com. Check them out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your news with Jeffrey.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for the ever entertaining and informative news that you always give. And you heard it here first at second, after the LGBTQ Nation.com, that country music there's a big possibility that it can make you gay. I had no idea.
Yeah, think back when you were young. Maybe you were listening to country music station, and that's what started
You
the
know
whole
what?
chain
I
of events.
was. Guess what? I'm going on record.
Up where you come from, that's about all they got.
That's all they had. I
In
guess
South Dakota, let me tell you, good luck.
Yeah,
finding
country
something else.
music made me gay. Who knew? Now I know.
Yep.
So we're very excited tonight to have all of our guests, as I stated. School's going to be starting back really quick. I know Mason don't want to hear this, but probably is about, 2 weeks from now? 2? Yeah. Back on the chain gang. So.
I don't know if Aaron knows or not. I was a teacher in a former life for about 10 years. I taught school for a while, and let's see.
The little shanty.
The four most dreaded words that I heard in July were back to school sale. Back to school sale. Yeah, I hated that. Summer was all going good. I was all adjusted to it, and all of a sudden, you turn on TV, and they only back to school sale, which meant life of leisure was over.
So I know what y'all are probably wondering, and we'll just get this all out in the open now, like I like to do. But you're probably wondering, like, well, why am I having someone, about school when a lot of LGBTQ do not have children, but there is a lot now that do.
They do, yeah.
But what is very cool about our guest is the curriculum that they're getting put into the schools is about LGBTQ, and it's very important. So I think
awesome.
that's great. I think it's newsworthy. I think it's wonderful, and I'm very proud to introduce our first guest. She is the student enrollment manager for the EQA schools here in New Orleans. Let's give it up for Amber Zoo Johnson, everybody.
Yeah.
Mic up. So how are you doing today, Amber? I don't think we've ever got the pleasure meeting, so good to see you.
Greetings, everyone.
I also want to bequeath you with a
I just put this
pen.
on here like this.
There you go.
Yes, cool.
You have to have a pen now, everybody.
Thank
How we
you.
roll. Thanks to Rocket of Area 51 Gallery. So EQA, for those who do not know, tell us all about what's going on.
Sure thing. So EQA is Educators for Quality
I'm sorry,
Alternatives.
could you make, like,
Put it up.
yeah, like closer to your, yeah, thank
There
you.
you go.
How about
Yeah,
that?
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
It is Educators for Quality Alternatives. So we have a network of alternative schools. Fix me up there.
She's like, I don't know you like it.
This side.
Okay.
We have a network of alternative schools in New Orleans. We have 3 high schools and 1 middle school. And alternative schools, they kind of have a certain place. People think a lot of things about alternative schools. Sometimes I tell people I work at an alternative school, and they're like, "Oh, you got all the bad kids," and that's definitely not
Like,
the case.
what's that show? Dangerous Minds or something like that?
Right. But
Right,
they're not,
but not like that.
It's not
Gotcha.
walking down the hall, singing
Singing.
Gangsta's
Right,
Paradise
gotcha,
or anything
right.
like that. But yeah, we have students that come from different places. We do have students that are sent to us for behavioral reasons, but mostly we just accept students who are struggling in traditional schools for whatever reason. It may be for academic reasons, it may be behavioral reasons, emotional things, or just feeling like they don't belong.
So how many schools do y'all have here in, is Orleans and Jefferson or just Orleans?
Only Orleans.
Okay, how many schools do y'all have
Orleans,
now?
so it's 3.
3, okay.
We have 3 high schools, 2 nets, the net charter high school. We have 1 in Gentilly, and then our flagship school, the first one that we opened in Central City. And then the newest school to our network is New Orleans Accelerated. We call it NOAA.
Okay.
We just got that school this past year. And then we have a middle school called The Bridge, which is located uptown.
Well, so I assume that keeps y'all very busy, especially with expanding and
It does.
growing. And
Absolutely.
are y'all kind of looking for more places to even implement more schools, or y'all kind of at your capacity, or how's that going?
Well, right now, so we do have that new high school, that we just got last year, and we've been doing a lot of work with them. But right now, we see that there's a need. So, last year during COVID, schools were closed. They were doing complete virtual, and a lot of families struggle with that. So there are a lot of students that are behind now, and this is going to be a really important year. Students that may have never struggled academically before, some of them struggled last year.
Probably a lot of people never, you just didn't think about that. You had a whole year where everybody fell behind a
That's
little
right.
bit. They were doing, over the internet and that kind of stuff. But I'm sure a pretty big gap in learning.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do, is to fill that gap.
Right.
Because we serve on an accelerated program. We go year round. So I know when you started out, you were like, summer was going to be over. Well, we go through the summer too.
Oh, wow. So I didn't know that.
Then you don't have to worry about that back
Right.
to school sale
That's
commercial
right. That's
coming
right.
on. You're
But
already there.
Our summers are really cool though. It's not like summer school, like it's not this terrible thing. We make our summers really fun. they do a lot of excursions. Most of the
Okay.
most of the classes are out of the building 3 to 4 days a week. They do fun things like we used to have this class called Human versus Fish, where they would do like charter fishing trips, and you could get 2 credits during like an 8-week summer. You could get like a PE credit and an environmental science credit. So
That's
it's not
cute.
this like
That's great.
drag
Yeah,
of
that's really
like
good.
summer school. I don't want to be here. I'm being punished. I have to be here because I failed something. Like we make it
Right.
fun.
That's
You
great.
know, arts,
That's great.
arts classes, creative writing, things where they can be out, right, and still feel like it's summer,
Right.
but not, not still be in school, still earn credits towards graduation.
I think that's really brilliant. You know, I
I
went
like
to
that, the
a
fish, yeah.
I went to a liberal arts college undergrad, and back in the day we had, it was 2 semesters, but the month of January they did interim,
Mm-hmm.
and you took 1 class for the month of January.
Yeah.
And it was, you could take something to help, what you needed for requirements, but you could take something really crazy, like Greco-Roman holiday and go to Italy and Greece, for the month.
Yeah, something cool.
But I'll tell you what, out of my education, what I talk about and remember the most
What?
was that trip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It really
Something
stuck
like
with
that.
you. That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
it soaks
Mhm.
in. It really
And
does.
hey, we know that not everyone likes school.
Right.
It's not always going to be exciting. A lot of our students, unfortunately, have been in situations where they felt like not only did they not like school, but that school didn't like them. They felt like the teachers didn't care about them, the administrators and principal didn't care. And unfortunately, at some schools, that happens. It
Mhm.
happens sometimes. So when we get students, a lot of times they are already feeling exhausted with school. We get students in high school that maybe have already been to 3 high schools. And they're like, I'm going to come here and see if I can get it done here. If not, I might drop out.
Wow.
So we definitely try to make sure that we're welcoming to students. So EQA was founded.
So it's a little bit of a last chance high too.
Some students feel that way.
Okay.
Right? They feel like I've already been to all of these schools and I don't want to do it anymore. So when they come to us, day one, they're like, when can I graduate?
Okay.
And because we have that year-round program, students can graduate earlier most of the time. They usually earn 8 credits during the regular school year, and then they can get 2 in the summer. So it allows them to catch up. Sometimes we have students who have fallen behind and they just want to come to us for a semester or 2 and catch up and then go back to their regular school. But a lot of times they come in with that plan and they end up staying and graduating with us because they're like, I can come here, I can feel welcomed, I feel like I belong. And we get students from like all different backgrounds, all different situations because they were pushed out from their previous schools in whatever way. So it's really important that, we accept everyone at our school. And it's not like this specific thing like, oh, we're going to have, this student group for this type of students or this type of students. It's just, I think one of the reasons why it works because everyone that attends our school, a lot of them have already been through something. So they come and they're like, we're all, accepting of everyone. That's definitely how the students feel. So I definitely appreciate that welcoming environment.
Yeah, I was as I was listening to you, I was thinking how rewarding that is probably to
I
you
thought the
to
same
see,
thing, As an
like the
educator, that's
changes
gotta be
that
very
you got to
rewarding.
be,
Yeah.
just not the same, but you're really actually making a difference and changing lives and kind of changing the trajectory of some of the kids' lives
right.
to kind of get them back.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I think that's really cool.
It's really difficult work, but it's really important work and it's really rewarding. We had a community leader event on Monday. Had a bunch of community and grassroots civic leaders from New Orleans that came, and we had one of our alumni to speak. And he was talking about his experience. He graduated from the Net Central City some years ago. He is now an operations manager for Son of a Saint.
Oh, wow.
And this was an internship that he started when he was a student with us. We have a really robust internship program, and that's something that I'm one of the most proud of, because of that program. So where we get our students real world learning experience. So day one, we sit down, say, what are your interests? You know, usually you do those like surveys with your guidance counselor or something, and it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's like, okay, let's talk about it for real.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, because, you know, students will say things, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a vet. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you like these science classes? You like this calculus?
They're like, oh,
No.
Oh, never mind.
right.
So let's look at some real things. Let's explore some real options. So, you know, doing those interest surveys, finding out what students are interested in, come in, hey, I wanna be a rapper. Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about some of the realistic ways to that path. So we have a lot of partnerships with different organizations. Like there's an organization called Upbeat Academy that teaches music production skills to young people. We have a program where students can do an internship at Upbeat Academy, go there, learn music production, and guess what? We get to count it as their fine arts credit.
That's great.
So it's like they're working towards a specific path.
Yeah.
We have students that are interested in healthcare.
Yeah.
At our New Orleans Accelerated High campus, we do have a CNA program.
Okay.
We had something similar where I taught. It was called World of Work. And the same thing, you know, the first couple of weeks they went about, you know, interviewing and what's involved with a job, and then you were placed, you know, where they were on a block schedule, so every other day they spent the afternoon with that profession, which I think was brilliant.
Yeah, and you get that real world experience.
Yep.
You get that real world experience, and that's really important.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Well, we appreciate you coming and telling us all about, you know, what you're doing, and I heard a lot of wonderful things about you. And
Great work.
Yeah.
Great work.
So we just want to tell you we appreciate you and all that you're bringing to the table, and so thank you so much. Everybody, remember Amber Vu Johnson.
Doing good work out there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And I'm gonna leave these here with you guys, and also, you know, I'll let the folks know that we, our school, because we're year round, we take students at all times of year.
Okay.
So currently, the city of New Orleans has late enrollment going on. We do go through that one app system, that centralized enrollment.
Okay.
So if anyone has a
They
student,
do that online.
that's
Okay.
a student that's been out of school, that's another thing. We take students up to 21 years old.
Okay.
Wow. Great.
So if they, you know, need an
I could
opportunity
still go.
to catch up,
Yeah.
to
Get
catch
you
up,
enrolled.
they can definitely do that. We have high set options. That's that high school equivalency also. That's a new program that we're launching with the Youth Empowerment Project. So if anyone knows any students, young people up to 21 years old, either disengaged at their current school or, you know, maybe have dropped out and have been out for a couple of years, we have flexible schedules. They can continue to work and come to school, because I know a lot of times they're like, I want to be able to work and get the money, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely reach out to me. They can visit our website, which is eqaschools.org.
eqaschools.org. We'll put that up there too.
Yep,
Yeah.
eqaschools.org.
Okay.
And yeah, they can reach out, get in touch with us, and we definitely have seats at all of our locations.
That's
and
outstanding.
flexible
Yeah,
schedules for
great
those
opportunities. Yeah, good work.
Thank you for coming
Thank
all the
you
way
so
here to
much.
Metairie. Appreciate
Thank you for
and
having
hope
me
you'll
in
join
the-
us again.
in the business district of Metairie.
Yes.
Right off of Causeway Avenue in Metairie,
Metairie.
Louisiana.
Thank you so much. So that, you know, I love hearing about people, you know, like what people do and like, especially when they're like changing lives.
Well,
and, you know,
yeah, I
think
mean,
that's great.
Yeah, it's so vitally important. You know, education obviously vitally important, and so many times gets beat up budget-wise and this and that, and the opportunities aren't there. You know, something like that. You know, second chance or more opportunities to get your high school education. That's important.
Right.
You know, I think that's great work.
Wonderful work. And now I know y'all just love it when I say it.
Oh, what is
He's
it?
all excited.
We didn't get to do it last week, so I
Yeah.
have to carry over. But I held out. I'm good.
You did.
It's
You're
fine.
good.
Go
Yeah,
ahead
you're
and
good.
say it.
Okay.
Go ahead and say it.
It's
Say it.
just
Say
the
it.
tip, Jeffrey.
Just the tip, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, after a week hiatus, we are back giving you just the tip. So, you ever thought, maybe, I know you've never, you probably haven't given a lot of thought to the tip, but things you should never say. This is more so geared towards our straight viewers tonight.
And we're very straight friendly.
We're very straight friendly. We
friendly.
don't discriminate. We're happy
We're
that
an
you're watching.
LGBTQ show, but
Yes.
we're very straight friendly.
We welcome you.
Yes.
We welcome you. We really do. So, I mean, tonight's tip just the tip, is just for you folks. And it starts off with things you should never say to your gay mates.
Okay.
Obviously, I got this off of a British.
I was going to say Australia, are you?
Yeah, Australia, British.
Right.
Right. Things you should never say to your gay mates. First one is, which one is the man and which one is the woman? You ever heard that one?
Oh, never. Which one takes out the trash?
Another thing you should never say is, when did you first decide that you were gay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's that one.
Got to check that one off,
Not
too.
something you should probably say anymore. Another thing you might want to not say to your gay friends is, can we go to a gay club? I'm dying to see what it's like.
Oh, yeah, I had never heard that one. Three for three now.
Yeah. Let me know if there's any of these you hadn't heard. I
Right.
think that we have all heard. What about starting out the conversation? No offense, but.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, heard that one before. Yeah. How about your straight people that say, I just can't say anything these days?
Check.
You ever heard that one? Yep.
Check.
That one too? Yep.
Do it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
How about, I hope you're not going to try it on with me? You ever heard that one? Yeah.
Check.
Well, I have. Yep. Check. I know you're a gay/girl. I know a gay/girl guy who'd be perfect for you. You ever notice they're always trying to set you up? Yep.
Well, yeah.
You know.
A long time ago. Yeah.
My other favorite one is, and I don't have this one written down, is, my cousin's a gay. You might know him.
Yes. Yeah. Check. Yes.
Yeah, he lives on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast, of course. I
Or even
met him
like-
at the last convention.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, and then the worst one. Can you get me some, drugs?
Never heard that one.
Never heard that one.
No.
Nope, never heard that one. And the worst one of all that you might want to avoid if you're straight out there and you're talking to your gay mates, you're so straight. I can't believe you're gay. Yeah, no, not a thing to say. Not a thing to say. So that, ladies and gentlemen, not ladies and gentlemen, but for our straight viewers tonight, there's a list of things you might want to avoid when you're talking to your gay mates. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just the tip for this evening. Or tips.
Tips. Like we had a lot of tips there.
Yeah,
and that's, really, I've heard, I think all but maybe one of that.
You wouldn't go for the full house, all of them? I think I've heard every one of them. No offense, but.
Yeah, no matter who you're talking to, if you start off with no offense, but you know what that means.
There's going
to be offense.
That's all good and stuff. Just don't try that crap on me.
Yeah,
dude,
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
not a problem.
I'll try
Not
to
a problem.
refrain
Not a problem.
from
I'll
trying
hold
it
back.
out on you. Right.
You don't do a damn thing for me.
Right. Amazing.
Right.
So we're excited about our next guest is our tour of
Our salute to
Right.
education.
right. Yes, our salute to education continues with Aaron Jura, who is the Louisiana Team Leader Advisor. That sounds fancy schmancy to me.
That Aaron Jura,
Yeah.
he's a busy bee.
He is just like, and also on the steering committee, y'all are right. I can't read my writing either. The steering committee,
It happens.
it does. The steering committee. Thank you. And he'll explain more about that later.
I'll definitely explain.
He has
Have a
notes and
mic.
everything, y'all.
Jeez.
So, Aaron, thank you again for joining us. You've been on the show before. We appreciate all that you do. And so, tell us about your getting, and make sure I haven't misunderstood, because it happens. But, wait, Mason's going to help you out here. Oh, yeah, put it up. Yeah, because you'll be turned to talk.
There we go.
Oh,
Thank you, Mason.
I wonder if I should put, well, it's too late now. So, anyway,
never too
so
late.
y'all are getting, what you're working towards is getting the LGBTQ curriculum, so tell me about that, what you're doing.
Okay, so it's super exciting. But sort of before we get there, I really want to sing the praises of EQA schools because I know Amber and I know everyone that's over there, including a lot of students. And I remember as a gay kid, like in school, like sometimes not feeling so safe, sometimes not feeling like I belonged. And at EQA, like trans kids, gay kids, lesbian kids, like anyone belongs. And they really create a supportive environment where I've especially seen it with trans kids, which is a big thing in school. Like these kids they're coming out earlier and earlier, you know. They're getting more and more comfortable, and their burn names are gone, right? Because the school knows how to handle that. And I'm just so thankful for the work they're doing in this city, because this did not exist probably. I mean, they've been around for a long time now, 10 years or so, but I don't know that like people were having these conversations 5 years ago, you know?
Right, I agree, yeah.
To your question, so I mean, EQA schools, that's the place to be if you feel like you're marginalized and you're not fitting in and you really want to just like focus on your education. And that's the great thing about school choice in this city. You can choose where you go, right? And you can go to a place like this, you can graduate earlier, you can get in with a career path on the way out, and a diploma, right? So you're actually graduating ahead of your class. And so I'm just really proud of the work that they're doing and continue to do in this city.
Yeah. And this is all public schools.
It's public
Yeah, this
schools.
isn't, it doesn't cost you anything to go here. It doesn't, you know, you have to apply, obviously interview, right?
You don't have to interview. I mean, you just submit your information through the One App system or even through the eqaschools.org website, and like an enrollment counselor will reach out to you and make sure that they follow you up with how you get through these steps. And I just think it's so important. Like, if I know a lot of people, I'm 40 years old, I know some people that I lost, you know, in high school because of emotional states and all of these things that were going on and didn't know how to cope. They've got counselors in classrooms. They've got support people throughout the building. You can be your true self there. And it's not a big school, you know, like there's 10 kids in a class. There's maybe 20 kids at max. You're not going to be overwhelmed.
Or generally like you.
Yeah,
you know, you're with people that you know are.
I love it.
Yeah,
I really love what they're doing, and I wholeheartedly support it.
It's great.
But to your question, Misty, the last time that the Louisiana Social Studies standards were revised in the state was in 2011. So, like, let's transport ourselves, unfortunately, back to 2011 for a second. It was like BP's suing Transocean. Bobby Jindal is elected to his second term. Boo. Mississippi River's flooded. Everyone's underwater again, right?
Yep.
That's when they last revised the social studies standards, K-12, for the state of Louisiana. Do you think that we got equity? Do you think that we got even like a mention in those social studies standards in 2011? Okay, well, it's 2021. And, you know, we have new leadership. The Board of Education, Bessie, under Sandy Holloway, but Kira Orange Jones here in Orleans Parish, Jim Garvey in Jefferson Parish, has tasked the steering committee for revision of social studies to focus on equity, to focus on bringing, better integrating historical perspectives from diverse backgrounds, to use these strong critical thinking skills, which if any of you have been watching the news, we definitely need to focus on critical thinking because it's obviously lacking in society at large. And we don't need it to be lacking for the future when we're all like retired and relying on these young people to do the work, right? And to like propel us and be our next leaders. And it's focused on inquiry, right? So this idea that asking questions is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Evaluating sources is a great thing, right? Because a lot of people like read something on the internet and then they don't really like figure out who wrote it, right? And then they go down these rabbit holes. If you've been watching, you know, CNN lately, I'm sure you've heard a bit about that.
Right.
So what I'm most excited about is that LGBT history is currently in the draft standards. Remember, these are in draft. These need to be adopted by BESI, which is the board that controls educational standards throughout the state, and then implemented by the Department of Education. We need your support. It's been a tough road. I don't know if if the audience, I'm sure the audience is aware of what's going on in the news, but if you heard Representative Ray Garofalo recently, Chalmette representative, who was, until he's now the disgraced former chair of education in the House, said in a committee that we needed to be teaching the good, the bad, and the ugly of slavery, right? Mm-hmm. To which the New Orleans representative asked a logical follow-up, what's the good? Yeah. Right? Yeah. To applause and laughter from the audience, and this guy gets booted out. Well, he's a fool. He's still around. He's still a Louisiana representative. Hopefully, right. Chalmette and St. Bernard will get their business together, in the next election cycle and get rid of him. But he's causing a lot of issues when it comes to revising social studies standards, because this is now his platform, right? He's got to try and get himself back into the good graces of the conservative movement in Louisiana. And unfortunately, that's pulling back some of our progress that we're making here in these revisions. So yes, currently in the draft standards of Louisiana state curriculum, under civics, it's C17 is the standard, analyze issues. I want to get this right, so I wrote it down. Analyze issues of inequity in the U.S. with regard to traditionally marginalized groups and their roles in changing society, including LGBT people. Can you think about how important that is for a kid? When we talk, I talk to a lot of adults as a historian about where they were and how their educational upbringing was and whether they'd ever heard of even the Stonewall riots, right? This big pivotal movement.
Well, we talked about Anita Bryant here a second ago.
Right.
A lot of, not so old, you would so old are like, Anita who?
Yeah.
No idea.
We didn't hear about ACT UP
right.
in public schools when I was growing up or when you all were growing up.
Right.
Oh, no.
We're about to now. And so this is our moment to actually make our voice heard. Let's not let the Ray Garofalos of the world control this narrative
right.
with their folks that are showing up en masse. They are showing up to these meetings on Saturdays at 7 a.m. in Baton Rouge and being very vocal. We need the community's support. Anyone who believes in diversity of perspective, I recommend that you visit, I shortened it. It's a state website, so I was like, oh my God, how am I going to say all these /dashes?
Right,
so I shortened it for you, tinyurl.com/Louisiana LGBT history.
Okay.
If you go there, what you're going to get is a copy of the draft standards that are currently in place. Like I said, if you navigate to civics, it's an Excel spreadsheet. So you navigate to civics, and you'll see that under civics C17, it has LGBT issues explicitly mentioned. If you are interested in sending an email in support, we could definitely and the teachers who we serve. The email address is classroomsupporttoolbox@la.gov.
We'll put that one
There you
up
go.
there as well.
Yep.
We had one viewer ask, but backing up a little bit, with attendance to the schools, do you have to be an Orleans Parish resident?
No, we accept residents. You have to have an Orleans Parish address. I mean, that you could receive mail at, but
Okay.
if you're talking about EQAs,
Yeah. Yep.
I know there are students that sort of bounce back and forth, or their housing is not necessarily the most consistent.
Okay.
EQA is the place to be if that's a situation
Okay.
for you.
Yeah, we had Troy asking, do you need to be an Orleans Parish resident?
No, you just have to have an address, I believe, in
Okay.
Orleans that that can be validated in
That's
some way.
certainly easy enough.
Super easy, yeah.
Yep.
So from what I gathered is that the stuff in Baton Rouge that this Ray
Ray Garofalo is just
what
one.
he's doing is he has, like you said, they show up at 7 a.m. They're there. He has a huge support with them. And then what about the support that showed up?
Absolutely none. But
Okay.
that's also, on us. I mean, like,
Well, yeah, that's
we're
what
not
I'm
out
saying,
there
like,
trying to repair our reputations.
Right. Well,
He
yeah.
is. He did a great job of organizing people in opposition on that last meeting. But that last meeting was a conversation, right? It wasn't a voting meeting.
Mhm.
Our next meeting, which is in September, is a voting meeting. And so again, if you email classroomsupporttoolbox@la.gov and just say, subject line can specifically be public comment, right? You don't have to make it anything special. Just make it public comment. And talk about your story. Give that. This is a group of talented educators that are volunteering their time, that are tirelessly working for the students and families of the state. And so if you just give a little bit of like how different your life would have been, even if you would have known about these things and known about the power of our movement and not thought about it from the childhood taunts that usually are about antagonizing your weakness, right? And highlighting the fact that maybe you're different than. Imagine the impact that this can have on the kids around our state. I also want to pivot to the reason why it's in civics. So with this standards revision, they're going to eliminate what's called the end of course test, EOC test for U.S. history. U.S. history is a tough class. It's been a tough test for the state. But they're replacing it with civics. So what this says is that a school that doesn't teach this, right, the kids are going to be assessed on it. They're going to have to pass this test to get a diploma. So rural communities better cover this content or they're about to fail that test. And there's one thing that school administrators in particular respond to in the state of Louisiana, and that's test results.
Oh, yeah.
If they don't get those test results, there are major consequences that come with not attaining them, right? So this transition to civics being the end of course test that's required for graduation that'll come along with these standards means you better teach Stonewall. You better teach every single movement that talks about marginalized communities, and by specifically saying LGBT in the standards, it means that must be taught, no matter where you are in the state.
That's amazing. I never would have thought that we would be, to this point where we would have that.
California's done it. Arizona's done it. New York's done it, right? But Louisiana's doing it. And I think, like, if there's one moment where we could send a quick email and make a big difference.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. Now's the time.
And tell again how our viewers need to go and do that.
So if you want to review the standards, I made you a shorter URL. It's tinyurl.com/Louisiana LGBT
Little Jeff.
Little Jeff. They're
Yeah.
gonna be teaching that kind of history. They're running around and worried about.
And I was thinking about when Aaron was talking about, I wouldn't even know how to act.
No, me neither.
You know, like, I've been like, what? There's somebody like the way I feel. You
Yep.
know, like I don't even know, my little brain could have,
So far.
you know, I just think
Come
that's
so far.
great. A lot of great people doing a lot of great works, and really appreciate y'all. We have a guest going to come up here quickly, and all the way from NerdBrew Coffee, whether you pronounce it ideal or IDL.
IDL.
Or we have Heather Shapiro.
Anwar, what's the final on that? Is it ideal or IDL?
It's actually ideal.
EDL. EDL. From it.
Ideally?
Ideal.
Okay.
Uh,
In American, it's ideal.
When you live
yeah.
in Battery, like me, it's ideal. No. So how's it going with the coffee and everything? We always love to have you to stop by and touch base with us to see how you're doing.
Doing well, actually. I have a show this weekend that we're going to be doing at the, unfortunately, it kind of coincides with one of the days coincides with the telethon, but this Saturday and Sunday we're doing the VFW in Harahan. It's a Christmas in July show.
We went there.
That's where we met you.
Yeah, that's where you met me, yeah.
That was good.
So this is the Christmas in July show. We're doing 2 days this time. This is
wow.
the first time it's 2 days. So it's going to be Saturday and Sunday, so they can come see you, and then they can come visit me and get some coffee.
Yeah, drop off some canned goods to us, and then come by.
Actually, a friend of mine will be dropping by. My friend Gina, that's watching right now, will be dropping by.
She
Gina's
just said, "I
gifting-
love my nerd brew."
Yes,
I know.
Gina's
She's
gift
such a
to
big
Gab.
supporter. But she's going to be dropping off like 4 big bags of clothes that I
Yes.
have for you guys. So I knew I couldn't be there, so she's going to drop them off for me.
Thank
Cool.
you.
But most of them are almost brand new too. So I mean,
wow.
yeah,
We
you'll have some nice
anything,
dress
you know, we're accepting, you know, like personal care items, the non-perishable food, the canned food. We're going to have our links up during the telethon where you can donate via Cash App, Venmo, or
Directly, all that.
you know, PayPal, all that. We're going to have all that up for you. So you're still at Ideal Market. So
Yes,
you're
I am.
expanding. You're becoming a franchisee.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Working
I'm
on
working
it.
on it, and then I'm also working on getting my own coffee truck. So you'll
Oh,
see
wow.
me
You need
rolling
to get
around
one like the
time at work.
tap truck. Have you seen the tap truck, Noah?
That would be cool. Yeah,
Remember
I've
we
seen
saw that at
one.
Longview? Oh my
We can get a
God.
tap truck.
That
That'd
would
You
be
have the
fun.
thing and you can go, that is so cool.
That would be fun. But I think it'd be more fun me being back there. You can like talk to me while we're doing
Well,
it.
I
like-
know you would like the
you know.
talking part.
Of
No,
course.
and I don't mean it in a rude way. I'm talking about, I know you enjoy talking to people.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
That's what my job is about.
right.
You
So
know?
how's your dad doing?
Oh, he's doing great. He's actually watching. You can
Yeah,
say
you
hi
just
to him.
said, love you, sweetie.
My dad's
Well, I
great.
tell you what, Heather and Dean came to my party, my birthday
We had
party.
so much fun.
And I mean, y'all had the
He
best time.
I
We've
know.
had the
I
Dean
love
on
it.
the show.
Yeah, Dean's
Yeah.
been on the show.
Yeah, he was on before me the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, everything's going pretty well. I mean, I've got a ton of shows coming up in the fall. I've got like 2 shows in September. I'm actually doing a Quality Fest. I don't know if you've heard about that, but it's in
where?
Mississippi.
Where at? Let's
It's
write
in Biloxi, Mississippi.
I've heard of Biloxi.
Yeah, it's
Biloxi.
but it's actually
headed
going to
up
be
that way in a
at
week
the
or
end
so.
of October is a Quality Fest. Y'all should come out to that.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to have my ex, who is now a trans female. She's going to be there with me for the
Okay.
first time. She's trying to get out a little bit more, so she's going to be there hosting the booth with me. So that's
Okay.
going to be another big thing that we're going to be doing. I'm going to have all kinds of little fun. Just a little sneak preview. I actually got little tiny pans with little eggs in them to make hand jewelry.
Oh, that's cute.
Because you got to represent, you know,
Right,
you got to
right.
represent.
Gotta
That's
represent.
cute.
So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun stuff.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by as always, and just letting us know what's going on with you. And if y'all need, you can go on Facebook at NerdBrew, one word, Coffee and Gifts, and order some coffee and hot chocolate, and you'll also see some arts and crafts that Heather does. So be sure to check that out.
Absolutely, and come by this Saturday and Sunday at the VFW in Harahan. It's 1133 Hickory. We'll be out there from 9 to 3, both Saturday and Sunday.
All right, thank you so much. And now it's time for us. Don't go anywhere because we're about to give away the Bourbon Pride bag of swag.
Yep, we sure are.
Now, what you have to do is, this is just a prop, it's an empty bag. But what you do is you go to Bourbon Pride in a timely manner, like don't drag it out for
Yeah, don't come.
a week or
Don't go
two.
down and see them like a year from now.
No, and
and
then
say, I
get
won
mad
on
because your bag
this
wasn't
thing."
there.
That
Yeah.
ain't gonna happen.
So you go to the store and they'll have it all ready for you. You go in, while you're there, shop, look around, see what all the cool stuff that they have.
That's how it works.
Right, and so we always appreciate the page. And I spent some time there Sunday. It was a great time.
I didn't make it the page. Sorry, Willie.
That's all right, Willie. I did a PP for you.
All right, perfect.
There we go.
Perfect.
So, who look through?
Right, look through.
And
It'll
do the spit out.
Actually, during our last guest here, I ran the data.
Okay.
I had the machine run it through.
All right, and the winner is?
And it spit it out. And pretty easy name to pronounce there, so go ahead.
All right. The winner of the Bourbon Pride Bag of Swag this week is, thank you for that,
drum roll.
Clayton Strong. Come on down. No, you come on down to the Bourbon
Go on
Pride.
down to
909 Bourbon Street, right by Cafe Lafitte, kind of cat-a-quarter from the Clover Grill, and you can get your bag of swag straight from Bourbon Pride. Thank you so much, and thank you to our guest, Aaron Jura. They're doing a lot of great work.
Oh my gosh. That's
I
just
just
unfathomable
love
what
all
they're doing.
that.
It's so crazy, so good.
Right, and I'm going to have to call this guy. He gave me his number. He's like a state representative or something, or something in Baton Rouge maybe, and I'm going to call him and see if we can't get on the ball and get some going on all this.
Well, come talk to us.
Yeah, that's what he
Come be
wants
on
to
the
talk
show.
to. Yeah, come talk
Let's
to me on the
visit about
show. Thank you to all our sponsors one more time for always being there, and we appreciate you. Heather, thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you to our crew, Coca, Anwar, my wife Catherine, Mason, and Ryan. Appreciate all of y'all. Couldn't do it without you. And of course, I appreciate my bud, my co-host Jeffrey.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Me too.
Thrilled.
So
Out in Metry.
Out in Metry. He loves Metry.
Love to go to
But I'll be back on his turf Saturday for 12 hours. Be sure to come see us and watch 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We are going to do it.
Everybody
push.
in the studio audience just sighed when you said 12 hours. 12 hours. Who came up with that?
Guilty as charged. But as we roll into the 10th hour, you won't even feel your legs or anything anymore, and you'll be appreciative, right?
It'll be so long you can't even feel your legs.
Right. So thank y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you Saturday, 10 a.m.
Let's talk about it.
We're going to do it?
Come on in and stay. Let's talk about it.
Woo.
Welcome to our show. We gon' fill you up with some love before you got to go. Happy to be
easy.
got a lot to go.
And we're clear. Oh, no, we're not.
And everybody knows
We're not clear.
Sorry. I'll storm.
Come on and send in.